Oh, hello. My name is Andy Gensch, and I will be presenting media planning and strategy. And this is chapter 10. I have a guest with me, if you can't see the back of her head.
Oh, hello.
Yes.
I didn't see you sitting there.
That is Lindsay Slook, and she will be assisting me in presenting chapter 10, media planning and strategy. Media terms and concepts of the chapter. Media planning is a series of decisions involving the delivery of messages to audiences. Media objectives are pretty much goals to be attained by the media and program. Media strategy are the decisions on how the media objectives can be attained. And the medium is pretty much the general categories of delivery systems, including broadcast and print media. Does that seem correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, just make sure. Some more media terms and concepts here with Lindsay, as she is very excited to hear some more. The first one is media vehicle, the specific carrier within a medium category. Now, the next three are pretty complicated. They're really relative, and it's hard to decipher between the two. Did you have difficulty with that?
Yeah, it was kind of difficult to understand.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Now, the reach is the number of different audience members exposed at least once in a period of time. And then coverage is the potential of audiences that might receive the message through that specific vehicle. And then the frequency is the number of times the receiver is exposed to the media vehicle in a period of time. Did you get that?
Yeah, I got it now.
Does it make more sense now? Okay.
Yeah, thanks for explaining it to me.
You're welcome. Okay. Now I have another guest star. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Shaq, aka Shaq Diesel. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
And we're going to develop a media plan. Do you know the first step of developing a media plan?
A what plan?
Media plan.
A media plan.
Yes.
I don't know nothing about media plans, dog.
Well, the first step is analyzing the market. You want to know why. You want to analyze the market first.
Analyze the market. So that means I break down what's popping in marketplaces.
Translation, he wants to analyze the market by seeing what he has to work with in his target customers and things like that. Now, step 2 is to establish media objectives. So pretty much your goals and what you want to achieve. Then from there, you can develop and implement media strategies in how you go about doing so and being creative and standing out compared to your competitors.
I know about standing out. Get it? I'm black. Bro.
I get it.
Oh, never mind.
And then the last step is evaluating your performance. So then you can see what you've done, and then you can improve for the future. Now we're on to geographic coverage. Shaq, where are you from?
I'm from Antigua and Barbuda.
Is that south?
That's very south.
Is there any snow there?
No, not at all.
So would you ever see an advertisement for a skier, such as this picture up right on the slide?
No, there will be no advertisements for skiers.
Why?
Because island boys, we don't ski. No, we ski though. We water ski. We don't ice ski.
You don't snow ski?
No, we don't snow ski. We water ski.
Because there's no snow, right?
No, ain't no snow.
So it would make no sense to have a ski advertisement in your climate where you're from.
No, it would not make no sense whatsoever.
Yeah, they would not be a profitable company if they were to do so. They'd be just wasting their money.
For sure.
So here's another example of a YouTube video or a commercial for a snowboarding company.
I know what you can do. Let us lay the fun on you.
I love it that we can see. Yeah! Ready to party? Yeah!
So as you can see, there was no like desert or anything in that commercial there. It was all snow, and it was all geared towards people who are snowboarders, and they even had their product logo like really bolded across the bottom of their snowboard so you can see it. We're now moving on to scheduling methods. So as you can see on the slide, they have a big calendar across the year, and continuity is pretty much having a fixed cost in what you do to spend money towards your advertising and your media outlets. So it's pretty much just fixed cost, and it's predetermined. You just spend a certain amount of money every single month, and you just keep it that way forever. Now, flighting is pretty much the opposite of that. It's not doing nothing at all, but it's being you're either on or off. So you're going to do it it's going to be very seasonal. You're going to have a fixed cost for a while, and then you're going to stop, and then for a little bit, and then you're going to keep going at the same price that you did before at fixed cost, and you're going to stop, then you're going to go again. So I don't really like that one. What I like the most is pulsing. Do you like pulsing?
I love pulsing.
You do? If you had a company, would you be a pulser?
I love the pulsing.
I know. I'm going to tell you why.
Yes.
Because pulsing is pretty much you're going to have advertisements throughout the whole year. You're not going to be very seasonal. I mean, sure, it will depend on the product. Like, let's say if in Minnesota there's no snow in the summer, pretty much. So you're not going to advertise your snowboards and things, but pretty much with any other company, you're going to be pulsing, and you should be going to have a lower fixed cost for each month, but every single month you're going to have them. But then certain months you're going to spend more, which is also going to be seasonal. So continuity is fixed cost all the way through. Flighting is being off and on. And then pulsing, which I would prefer if I were to start a business. So then you're always in the customer's mind and you always are there, so they always know you exist. Creative aspects and mood. Now, creative aspects are different strategies that you can have to stand out in your media outlets compared to your compared to your competitors. A specific creative strategy may require a certain media, like only one at a time maybe. The medium in which an ad is placed may affect the viewer's perceptions of the ad. Now consider the image that might be created if your product were to be advertised in the following media. Like, let's say television versus the internet. What are the strategies of each? And then a highly rated prime TV show versus an old rerun. So let's say Gossip Girl. You a big fan of Gossip Girl?
Man, when you have females in your life, it's advice. Be a fan of Gossip Girl, man. Be a fan. You know what I'm saying? It ain't that bad though.
And Gossip Girl has kids that are our age, including exceptionally attractive women.
You know what I mean? It's the truth.
And then if you compare that to an old rerun show like MASH, they're going to have a different target customer, am I right?
Yes.
Target market?
Yes.
Exactly.
I
So
watch MASH though.
they're definitely going to have different creative strategies when comparing the two. And then media can also drive mood. It can set different tones, and you can come out as very strong and bold with your product if you want, and you can also come on very emotional and sensitive if you want for something else. So here are two different commercials that we're going to show you. The first one's going to be Tag body spray and how they go about, and then their competitor is Old Spice, and you'll see the two different strategies between the two.
School's out. Do you know where your daughter is? It was bad enough when Tag was only in bathrooms and lockers, but new concealable body shots can be taken anywhere. And the ability to utilize a number of scents makes all of our daughters, sisters, and even charity car wash girls vulnerable. Tell your daughter, keep your eyes open and your nostrils shut. Because new Tag body shots can be deployed wherever, whenever. Consider yourself warned.
Automatic freshness, softness, and static control has never been easier with the Bounce Dryer Bar. I just stick it to the inside of my dryer, and I never have to remember.
Old Spice body spray makes you smell like power! It's so powerful it sells itself in other people's commercials. You smell like outdoor freshness.
You smell like power.
Yeah, I do. Power!
All right, as you saw, Tag was the first one. They were very sexually driven with theirs, and they go for the sex appeal and using the product and being more desirable if you were to use the product, because all the girls were all over them. And then the Old Spice commercial took a different tactic, as they used a crazy guy who's kind of celebrity because he's in movies, so he's a recognizable face, and he comes off as a really big, bold guy. So he's pretty much big and insane, and he's really in your face, which is easy to remember. So I personally think it was a really creative strategy that I haven't seen before in any other ads. We're now on to television pros and cons. Danae, do you like television?
I love television.
You do?
Yeah.
Do you actually watch it?
Once in a while.
Once in a while, okay. Well, some of the noteworthy advantages of advertising through the television are that it is a mass medium with high reach, and it provides a combination of sight, sound, and emotion. So it has all these different ways for you to remember them, so to say. TV also offers low cost per exposure, it's attention getting, and has a favorable image. However, some of the disadvantages are that Danae might not watch you as much, and it has low selectivity, a short message life, it has high absolute cost, and potentially, or essentially, has high production costs and is cluttered. Do you like that little insertion
I like
of
that in there.
essentially? Yeah, I do. Okay, now on to radio pros and cons. Do you listen to the radio?
Yeah.
You do? I don't. So a disadvantage would be that I won't listen to you. However, there are some noteworthy advantages as well. And these include the fact that radio has local coverage, it is low cost, and may result in a high frequency of exposures. Has a potential to do so. Disadvantage, like I said, I won't listen. But it has a high clutter, low attention getting ability, and provides only an audio message. So it only hits one of your senses. As opposed to television, which hit 3 senses at one time. Thanks for your support, Lindsay, over there. We are now on to magazine pros and cons. Do you get comfy?
Yeah, I'm good.
Lindsay's back, by the way, if you didn't see or notice. Okay, magazine pros and cons. Do you read magazines?
Yeah, I read them all the time.
Which ones?
I really like Cosmopolitan, but sometimes, I like to flip through People and...
So you don't really read the magazines, do you?
Not really, it's more for the pictures.
And the pictures have ads. Interesting. So some advantages of ads in magazines involve media vehicles are the fact that they have good potential for segmentation, provide quality reproduction, and have longevity. Or longevity? Is that the right way to say it? I don't really know.
Just longevity.
Thank you, Danae. As we were saying, some of the disadvantages of magazine pros and cons. We're on the cons now. The disadvantages include having a long lead time. Lead time, Danae?
Lead time.
Lead time, thank you. And providing only a visual message and inflexibility. So the visual message is only 1 sense as opposed to 3 with TV and 1 with the other one. When putting your ads in the newspaper, you're going to have pros and cons. Lindsay, do you read the newspaper?
Every once in a while, but I read the school newspaper more than I read the actual newspapers.
We have a school newspaper,
Yeah, it's called The Scroll.
like the Bible.
No, The Scroll.
I get it though, like the Bible, the scroll, right? That's so funny. Okay. Advantages of the newspaper or the Bible scroll at this school are that they have good potential for high coverage. Not at this school. The cost is relatively low, and they have short lead times. Lead times? Lead times?
Lead times?
Oh,
Lead times.
okay, thanks. And then the major disadvantages are the newspapers have a short reading life, high levels of advertising clutter, and they may have low attention getting ability, as they're pretty much just black and white at times. Arrived at outdoor advertisements and their pros and cons. Lindsay, do you go outdoors?
Every once in a while I go outside, yeah. I mean, I'm on the golf team, but I can pretty much just stay inside for that.
I don't go outside. I live in the tunnels.
Okay. Some examples of outdoor advertisements may include billboards or bus benches or, those street corners. Don't judge, okay, before you listen to the rest of my sentence. Like the politician, like signs that they put at street corners, like with stoplights, those street corners. Yeah. Okay, those 3
Good street
examples.
corners.
We're good. So some noteworthy advantages of these outdoor advertisements are the fact that these ads are location specific, they're easily noticed, and allow for high repetition. However, I sound really cool right now. However, an outdoor advertisement has a short exposure in time retrospect because you just drive by a billboard and really quickly because you're speeding, you have a lot of tickets. And they can accommodate only short messages, like I said, and may have a poor image depending on how you go about it. We now make it to internet advertisements and their pros and cons. Lindsay, do you surf the internet often?
Yeah, quite a bit.
Good answer. Way to help me out with my video. Okay. So pretty much the internet has a lot of advertisements. You can go about it, and it has a lot of advantages, of course, along with disadvantages. But first, the advantages are that it is usually attentive and involved, and the medium is interactive. Along with that, there are ways you can pretty much manipulate the internet in that you could tinker with SEOs, which is standing for search engine optimization, and you can be organic, is what we call it.
Organic? Is that the same thing as vegan?
I'll say yes. As I was saying, being organic on the internet and being an advertiser is that there are ways you can pretty much it's free to show up on Google or different ways to do it. I don't know how personally, but there's people who know how to do it, and once you figure out the way or hire somebody to do that, then it can save your company a lot of money. However, there are more disadvantages that the internet is limited in creative capabilities. It has web snarl. Do you like snarling?
No, I really
Web
don't.
snarl. It's not really a positive word.
No, it's kind of like one of those gross words. Gross words.
Yeah, gross vegan words. And a lack of valid measurement techniques. We have made it to the last slide. Now, pretty much the evaluation and follow-up. Somebody's more excited than me because I love the limelight. As I was saying, all plans require some evaluation to assess their performance, so you can pretty much improve for the future. The media plan is no exception. Any measure of effectiveness must consider the two factors shown on this slide. Although it is difficult to measure effectiveness, it's not impossible. Even a less than perfect evaluation procedure is better than no attempt at all, of course. It's the end of the presentation, and I'm really going to miss this opportunity to be in the spotlight.
Yeah, me too.
This is my show.
It's my show.
Who did all the talking? We'll see if you did all the learning. Do you now understand the key terminology used in media planning?
Yep.
Do you know how a media plan is developed?
Yes, I definitely do.
Do you know what constitutes media objectives?
Oh, for sure.
Do you know the process of developing and implementing media strategies?
Yeah.
And are you familiar with various characteristics of media?
I know all of them now.
So you just agreed to all those, meaning I fully gave off the right information effectively and simply in a manner for you to understand. So pretty much I am a scholarly teacher.
Sure.
Insightful.
Kind of pushing it.
Influential.
Definitely pushing it.
Sophisticated.
That is my cue.
She is sure affectionate. With all of us here in the Bethany Lutheran College studios, I'm Andy Gensch. You stay classy at Bethany Lutheran College. Don't mention balls in my video.
It's recording.
It's my video. I'm a star. Shit. Okay.
You suck.
Shit. Okay. This is like
I don't wanna stay at
the
the
40th
camera.
blooter. Blooper, I meant. 10 is about media planning and strategy. It's funny when I try to get serious because I'm not really serious. Reach the largest number of potential customers. Costumers. Customers in costumes. All right, the changing media landscape. The changing media landscape. The changing media landscape. All right, the changing media landscape. And no, the GD landscape. Changing media landscape, all right? We're going to get this. The changing media landscape. The changing media landscape. The changing media landscape. Changing media landscape. The media landscape is changing. Media landscape is changing. Media landscape is changing. The changing media landscape. Media landscape is changing. I told you. I just listened to myself. I'm like, wow, that's stupid. I'm going to laugh. All right. We're moving on to developing the media plan. We're now moving on to the media plan. All right. And you want to reach as many customers as you can.
As many customers.
Like, I swear, you're like devolving into the Joker or something.
I know. I'm
I have to pee. I'm taking a break.
developing the media plan. The plan.
So it says Dateline MPC developing a media plan.
The plan. The plan. The plan is a Klingon warship. All right. Is there a raper in the curtains?
There's a raper.
I thought it was called rapist.
No, I'm very pissed off at you. Rapist.
Leads me to ask Lindsay. Lindsay. Oh, Lindsay. Here you go.
Stay in there.
Go back in your hole. Oh my God.